Yo, what is up, 8? How you doing, buddy? How'd you do last night, pal? Late game really hurt me. I was doing so good until that late game. Like, I was about, let's see, like 30x my entries, and then the late game hit, and then went down to about 15. But it's still a really good day for me. Really, really good day. What's up, Don? I think we might even need 3 Wizards players tonight. Give everybody a minute to get in here. But, you guys can't really see it because of how I have it set up. But the total in the Chicago-Washington game is 244 points. Think about that. They're predicting these teams to score 122 points apiece. Next closest games, the Lakers and Phoenix at 234, but I don't have a lot of interest in that game with both teams relatively healthy. Milwaukee, Miami, going to be a slower game. 224 implied total. Both of those teams are relatively healthy. Houston, Minnesota, 220.5 implied total, lowest on the slate. I do like Ant, and Mike Conley is questionable. If he misses, that'll open up some value. Right now, I really like Mike Conley, but I don't know if he plays. Then we got the Spurs taking on Utah, and I know you guys are going to hate to see this, but I like Wemby today. I do. You think you can hang? Dude, I know you could. Jose, driving down the lane. Here he goes, up against Wemby, and he's blocked into 1945. I could definitely just get the inbound and throw it up the entire game, and I think I might be able to score one. That's like I've heard before, like, I played a lot of baseball in my life. Against really good competition. 2 guys I played baseball against actually are now Major League Baseball players. I know for a fact, out of 100 pitches, I could at least make contact with one. I'm not saying I'll get a hit, but I can at least foul one of them pitches off. Guys, if you're not already, go follow us on X under @CN_sports and repost this. It helps tremendously. Up to 5 years, we're about to get started. Just giving everybody a little time to get in here. I had a takedown worthy lineup on DK last night, but Robert Williams getting injured ruined the whole thing. I was sad. Sad boy vibes. Alright, let's do this, ladies and gentlemen. Point guard today, instant lock for me on FanDuel. That's how we do it here. We're going to go over FanDuel, go over every player, and then we're going to go over DK a little bit and give a core for each site. But Malcolm Brogdon, automatic lock for me. I hear some people out there complaining, well, he might only get 25 minutes. I don't care. I don't care. He is their best option at the guard position. End of story. I think he surpasses 25 minutes today. But that's just personal opinion. I have nothing to back that up. Easy lock for me today is Malcolm Brogdon. I'm going to be targeting a lot of Wizards and a lot of Bulls today. And I think that's going to be the key to taking down the slate, is having the right Bull in your lineup. After that, it's really tough today with value. We don't have much value, but Stephon Castle, 5,400. I can definitely stomach him against a bad Utah squad. Easy play for me. If I need value, I'll just plug him in and I'm happy. Colin Sexton, absolutely viable. Don't mind him at all. Gonna have no Clarkson. His usage should increase a tick. Mike Conley, I talked about. I think he's a great play if he plays, just because of his price, and we can't find value on this slate. But it's really up in the air if he's going to play or not. I have not been able to find anything online whatsoever about his status, and that game doesn't lock until 7 Central when the slate starts at 6 Central. So if you do roster Mike Conley, what are your options to replace him with afterwards? Let's take a look. Let's say you roster Mike Conley and he's ruled out. The only real options you have is Isaiah Collier. I'm not sold on Collier. I haven't been all year. I know 8-Legged Ape, he likes to play him quite a bit. He's in the chat. But, I mean, he's really your only option to pivot to, and you got to hope and pray he gets the minutes. So, it's a bit risky rostering him. Yeah, the Bulls look great. My favorite is Levine, and Giddey is a close second. We're going to get there, though. CP3, that's what I'm always going to call him because that's what he was growing up. I'm so old, I used to watch Chris Paul throw up lobs to Blake Griffin, so. But he's fine. Like, it's kind of if he falls into my lineup, I'm fine with it. Ayo's totally fine. Don't mind him. But Josh Giddey, I like quite a bit today. The last couple of games, he's been flirting with a triple-double. This game, 6 rebounds, 8 assists. This game, 7 rebounds, 8 assists. If he's going to get a triple-double, this is the game for him to do it. Really, really like Giddey today. Not a core play, but I'm going to have a lot of Giddey. Tyler Hero, I don't really care for him today. JB's back. I'd just much rather pay up for JB. Fred VanVleet, let's hope he doesn't punch a ref today, but he always lets me down. I don't like this matchup. I don't like this game whatsoever, the lowest total on the slate. Keontae George should get some more minutes today. You kind of know what he's going to give you. He's going to give you between 24 and 30 fantasy points every night. Slight usage boost with no Clarkson out there. If he falls into my lineup, I'm fine with it. Kobe White, absolutely fine, but like I was saying earlier, I would much rather play Levine and Giddey over White. But if White lands in your lineup, then I'm okay with it. He's a good basketball player. Amen Thompson, I wish he was cheaper, because I really like him today. He's just a bit too pricey. He'll be in my GPPs. Hey, you're not an idiot, brother. 11 viewers, holy cow. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Join our Discord. It is linked in the description and in the chat. And I will answer your questions all night long on there. So when the slate starts and you got, hey, I need this late swap, I can help you out. Dame, he's fine. But really everyone under, I would say, Josh Giddey is just GPP filler. If you guys have a question about any of these guys, I'm happy to answer them. Just let me know in the chat. If Mike Conley misses, DiVincenzo or Nall will start. Probably DiVincenzo, but really, it's just up in the air. Let's move over to the 2-guard position where this guy, I haven't decided if he's going to be a lock for me yet, but I love Bilal Calabi. He is a lock for me on DK, but he's just a good basketball player. He's really, really good. I think he's overlooked, underrated. I've been on him for quite a while. And tonight's a great spot for him. The Bulls are dead last against guards, period. They cannot defend a guard to save their life. So, I'm running a lot of Bilal Calabi. And we talked a little bit about Zach LaVine. He has done nothing but let me down. Like, I believe the Atlanta game, I had cored him and he scored 30. But this is an even better spot than that. I really like LaVine today. We've talked about most of these guys. I really like Ant. He just hasn't reached that ceiling we know he's capable of this year. And I don't know if it's because Randall's there or what the deal is, but he just hasn't got that ceiling. I hate this game environment, but if I'm playing one single player from the entire game, it's going to be Ant. Talked about most of these guys. Austin Reeves is totally fine. I don't mind him today. This is the second highest total on the slate, so Vegas projects somebody's going to pop off. Now, I know most people are going to say LeBron or AD, but I think Reeves is easily the number 3 guy. Giannis questionable? Let me check. Oh yeah, I see that. Interesting. That's true, Don. Absolutely true. I think Giddey is the more well-rounded player. So I highly doubt we'll get the Giannis news before lock. Obviously, that would really boost Dame. But the big thing that we need to keep our eye on now, if Giannis misses, it's Bobby Portis season. Bobby Portis becomes elite if Giannis misses. 6,100, I'm easily going to be slotting a lot of Bobby P, even at that price, if Giannis is gone. We've talked about most of these guys. I think Julian Champagnie makes a good value today on a slate where we don't have any. Don't mind him slotting into my lineups. Keyshawn George is just eh. Like, as far as Wizards go, he would not be one that I'm targeting. But if he's in a GPP, so be it. Then everybody else is really just GPP filler. Gary Trent at 4,200 could be interesting. It's like he forgot how to play basketball the way he done last year, but if he scores, he's good. He's very scoring dependent. Small forward, I think you got to play Kyle Kuzma today. There's so much usage that opens up with no pool. He has not had any kind of game that is close to his ceiling this year. Even the 44-point game, I don't think is near his ceiling. His ceiling's 50, 55. It's like he just, I don't know. I watch some of the games, and sometimes it's like he just doesn't want to be out there. But there's just far too much usage opened up with pull off the court. So, gotta have Kuzma today, in my opinion. I really like him. LeBron is my preferred Laker tonight. Now, you guys know, normally I lean towards AD, but I like LeBron tonight. He historically has gone hard every time he's faced Kevin Durant, and KD is supposedly back today. Now, here is my low-owned play tonight. The guy I like that I see nobody else in the industry talking about, Harrison Barnes. Now, I get it. Keldon Johnson's coming back. But Harrison Barnes, regardless of his numbers here, I know you guys can't see it, but the past 3 games, he's put up 36, 39, and 41 fantasy points. He's also played 32, 36, and 32 minutes. He's grabbed 8 rebounds or more in every game and shot the ball at least 8 times in every game, with 2 of the games shooting 13 times. So, Harrison Barnes is my low-owned get different play today. I'm liking Harry Barnes quite a bit today. I don't even know if he goes by Harry. Jimmy Butler's really turned it on lately, and I think if there's no Giannis, it makes him even more intriguing. Last 2 games, he's put up 53 and 59 fantasy points. Doing it all. You guys know how Jimmy Butler plays. He's one of those players I love to roster because they do it all. They're not just dependent on rebounds or just scoring or just getting a steal or a block. Like, they hustle. They go out there, they grab boards, they get assists, they score. Those are the guys I like having in my lineups. Larry Marketing, I think, is being overlooked today as well. No Clarkson opens up some usage for him. Past 3 games, 42, 41, and 48 fantasy points against, in my opinion, tougher competition. And 2 games ago, he played San Antonio and dropped 41 fantasy points. So, Laurie, definitely intriguing to me. I think Corey Kispert's another guy I like quite a bit today, but I don't like the ownership he's pulling. He's only 4,200, so I'm going to have my fair share of him because of his price. good value. Coming off the bench, should easily see 30-plus minutes in this game. But he is pulling around 39% ownership according to LineStar. I think that might be a little high. I think he comes in around 33, 35. But regardless, he's just an easy guy to fit into your lineups. Kevin Johnson, coming off one game absence from injury. I don't mind if he falls into my lineups. He's fine. I don't think he's going to be on any kind of minute restriction. Jaden McDaniels, I would like a lot more if Mike Conley misses. But he's been playing very well lately. Had a down game last game against Boston, which it's Boston. But prior to that, he had scored 30 or more fantasy points in 3 straight games. Tari Eason's fine. Don't mind him. Sort of like McDaniels, he played Portland last game. Only played 20 minutes in that one, scored 19 fantasy points. But prior to that, he had 47, 40, and 41 fantasy points. You just worry about the minutes with Eason. That's what can get a little shaky. KD coming back from injury. I don't know if there's a minutes limit. I doubt it, but I'm still not on him. Not really on D-Book, and everybody else is just GPP filler. Nickeil Alexander-Walker could become intriguing if he starts and Mike Conley misses. Johnny Juzang would be my preferred bench player for the Jazz if you needed, for some reason, just a cheapy 3,700. I feel like I'm missing somebody. Is he not? Okay. I think he's just power forward. Yeah, he is. All right, moving over to power forward where we got my next core play, Alex Sarr. I got to play him today. I got to play Sarr today. Chicago struggles against big men. Put up 45 against Indiana last time out. I think he sees plenty of minutes today. I got to play Sarr today. I'll get there once I'm done going over power forward and center 8. 13 viewers, what's up everybody? Welcome in. If you have any questions on the slate, please hit me with them. Wemby, I like Wemby today. Fun fact, Wemby has played Utah 5 times in his career. All 5 games he has recorded 5 or more blocks. I think this is a huge upside game from Wemby tonight. Every time I have cored Wemby this year, he has dudded on me. So, keep that in consideration. But I really like Wemby tonight. I will have a lot of him. He's my preferred spend up on this slate. He can blow the slate up anytime he wants. 78 fantasy points against the Clippers. I mean, if you didn't have Wemby that night, you definitely did not take down. I think John Collins looks great. I've been playing a lot of John Collins this year since he's been starting, and it's made me quite a bit of money. He just continues to excel. Don't mind him at all today. If you're just joining us, Giannis is now questionable. He was probable, downgraded to questionable, so it's concerning. Talked about most of these guys. I think AD's fine. I just very slightly prefer LeBron today, but I'm probably going to be avoiding this game much as I can. Julius Randle is just okay. Like, I have no interest in this game unless it's Ant. I'm going to be completely honest. Here's 8's guy. Buzelis. He got 29 minutes last game against Memphis. Wasn't really a blowout either, 131 to 142. Put up 13 field goal attempts. If you need value today, I really like Buzelis. Really, really like him. I will have quite a bit of him. And most of these other guys we've already talked about. They're just, the rest of them's GPP filler. Unless we get news Giannis is out, in which Bobby Portis becomes an elite play in my opinion. Looking at center, one guy is standing out above the rest, and he's not even the most owned center. Walker Kessler is grading out phenomenally for me today at 6K. Return to action against New York. I was concerned about his minutes, and I had none of him. But he played 35 minutes, scored 35 fantasy points. That's fantasy point per minute, and I'll take that all day. Also had 3 blocks in that game. So, really, really like Kessler today. I expect I will have a ton of him, and I'm very happy about it. We talked about Sar. If you want to pay up today, I don't think you can find a better pay up than Vucevic. Just an elite matchup. This guy's a baller. His defense sucks, but is what it is. Yeah, elite. I ain't gonna lie, that blew my mind. I had 0 Elf Payton. 0. Literally none, brother. None. We talked about Wemby. I am in love with Wemby today. Rudy Gobert, he's okay. Historically, looking at his past stats against Houston, he's reached double-digit rebounds in... I forgot the exact number. I was researching it earlier, but it's like 8 or 9 games in a row against Houston. He's had double-digit rebounds. We know Sengun plays terrible defense. Rudy's a perfectly fine low-owned pivot. But if you want low-owned, you got to go with my guy, Alperen Sengun. Nobody's on him today. 7% projected ownership. This guy has a huge ceiling. Like, the matchup's just Rudy's not who he used to be. But Sengun, if you want a low-owned pivot off Vucevic, who's pulling 23% ownership, Sengun's pulling 7%. Yeah, I really like Vucevic today. He will probably be my second most owned center behind Walker Kessler. Gigo. Brook Lopez, I don't mind him. He's only getting 5% ownership. I don't like his price, but he's shown that upside this year. And if Giannis isn't there, that just opens up more usage. I don't really have interest in Bam Adebayo. Joval on DK I love, but not really on FanDuel. And everybody else just MME filler. But let me check those ownerships for you. 8. Who was it again? Trying to find it in the chat. Tari Eason, 10% owned. Yusuf Nurkic is 4% owned. And Jimmy Buckets is 9% owned. So with that said, let's give the core. First core piece. Lock it there. Malcolm Brogdon. Just an easy pick today. Just straight money. Can't get away from him. Second core piece, Alex Sarr. I love him today. A lot of the core piece is going to be from this first game, and I can't help it. It's just too good of a game environment. Second core piece, I really want to go with Zach LaVine, but I'm not going to. I'm going to give you some price savings. I'm going to give you some ownership cut. And we're going with Josh Giddey. Just so you know, I like LaVine and Giddey pretty much the same. But Giddey is cheaper and much less owned. LineStar's projecting Zach LaVine for 38% ownership, Giddey only for 11%. So we're going to get a little different roster in Giddey there. And now, I want to core Walker Kessler, but I'm not going to. I don't want to fill up your center spot. But just so you guys know, bonus of watching the YouTube live stream, I'm going to have 75% Walker Kessler. He's going to be my personal cored center. But the next core piece is going to be Kyle Kuzma. I'm just trying to decide if I'll put him in the 3-guard position. And I wish I had this news. Do we have any news on Giannis? Any updates? Mike Conley, we got an update on him, which told us absolutely nothing. But the last core piece for me, it's hard because I really want to go Kessler, but I'm not going to. I could go. I don't want to give you guys Kessler, and I don't want to give you another Wizard, man. It's got to be Victor Wembanyama then. I just love him too much today. We're going to run this and see what we get with it, guys. Yeah, I love Jovel on DK. Love him. Alright, let me put this core into the Discord. If you join the Discord, I appreciate you guys welcoming in. You can at me. My name in there is Holy Jack Daniels, and I will answer any of your NBA questions throughout the night. Just at me, and I'm happy to answer them. Let me get this jotted down in there, and I will look at the chat again. And then we're going to move to DK. Alright, let me see here. Give the video... Yeah, give the video a like. Yeah, Gigo, I like Hero... Or Butler over Hero. I'm sorry. I like Butler over Hero for sure. Alright, let's look at these lineups we're getting. I figured we're going to get a lot of Mike Conley just because he's grading out as a decent value when we don't have any on today's slate. What I'm going to do is we're going to look at these lineups with him, and then I'm going to exclude him and see what kind of lineups we get. But, honestly, this first and second lineup, I love. The only difference in the two is one's got Ayo and one's got Stephon Castle. I am totally happy rocking both of those in single entry. Definitely okay with that. But let me exclude Mike Conley and see what we get. Just in case he doesn't play. I really don't want to pivot to Isaiah Collier. Collier. Whatever it's called. See what we're getting before we swap to DK. Oh, why didn't you guys tell me my camera had half my head cut off? Oh, like, what's going on with my camera here? Let me try to fix that. Oh, that just made me bigger. There we go. I know that's why you guys tune in. You want to check me out, look at me. Alright, so we swap it up, and I do not like these builds near as much. Like this first one, we're getting Austin Reeves. I can live with it, but I really don't like that game environment, even though it's the second highest total on the slate. Second one, we get Kobe White and Josh Giddey. I don't like this near as much. If I had to pick one, it would probably be the second one, but I like these first builds first, so I hope Conley plays. Let's look at DK. And as you can see, I've already taken Mike Conley out on DK. I'm gonna leave him out. We'll do a build with both. But I'm gonna go ahead and give you my DK core. We've went over every player. If you got a question about a player on DK, just let me know. But first piece of DK core is Bilal Calabi. Second piece is Alex Sarr. And since you can play two centers on DK, I'm gonna include Walker Kessler. And this is just, you know, you watch a YouTube show, sometimes I give you a bonus one. Jonas Valanciunas would be my bonus core piece today. I'm gonna have him in my DK single entries just so you guys know. Joe Val, elite value today. I love him. But I'm not gonna core him. I don't want to give you two centers. And Kyle Kuzma I love, but I don't want to give you three pieces. But I'm probably going to have 4 Wizards in my final build today on DK. Sarr, Kuzma, Kulabi, and Joe Val. But the last core piece for me, Amen Thompson at only 5K. But I'm not going to put him there. He's too cheap. For the upside he gives you, he's too cheap. Let's run it and see what we get. And then I'm going to put Mike Conley back in and see what we get as well. Just a second, 8, and I'll check that for you, buddy. Randall's ownership is probably non-existent. It's much higher than I expected, 16%. I didn't think it'd be that high. But there's probably not many around that price range, are there? Yeah, around that price range you have Laurie for a little more and John Collins for a little less. That's really your only options. But Randall pulling more ownership than John Collins, I think is just criminal. Randall is at 16. Collins is at 15. Give me John Collins all day. So Jabari Smith is grading out very well, but I can never trust that dude. I can never trust him. So I like these builds we're getting here. We're getting a lot of Kuzma. No Joe Val, though. I don't like that. No Joe Val. Let me add Mike Conley back into the player pool here and see what kind of builds we get with that. And I'm posting the core in Discord. So if I don't see your comments, give me just a second, I'll get to them. Welcome to the Discord Power to Win. Thank you for joining, brother. Any updates? Okay, Torian Prince is available to play. I figured he would be, but just a heads up. Is Barnes a must play on DK? No, but he's a good value. Seeing the group grow daily is awesome, brother. I can't say thank you guys enough. You're all amazing. So, putting Mike Conley in the player pool didn't change a lot. I guess he's in this lineup here. And hey, that's a totally viable strategy 8. I'm totally okay rocking that. So, we're not getting as much Joe Val as I wanted, right? And I know why. Because I have it limited to 3 players per team. Let me change that. See what it gives us now. I feel like we'll get more, we're going to get more Joe Val now. If we don't, we're manually adding him. Come on, spit it out. Let's see what we got. I really wish we could get that Giannis news before lock. I highly, highly doubt we do, but man, if we did, that can totally flip the slate. Bobby Portis is a baller now. You give us the Torian Prince. Give us the Giannis. It's still not giving me. I'm just going to manually add him to my util spot. I had to swap it to 4, Jose. You know me, normally I want to keep it to 2 or 3, but on tonight's slate, we want 4. I'm totally okay with 4 Wizards. There's that much usage to go around now. Giannis is out. Let's go. We're gonna have to wait and give it a moment for the projections to reset. And we're getting a lot of Giannis in these builds. Give it 5 to 10 minutes, let the projections reset, and we will take a look and see what we're getting now. Because we're going to get a lot more Bobby Portis now, I guarantee it. Dame's going to look better, but I still don't think Dame's a must play. This first lineup here is interesting. we get Ant. But the big issue I'm having, oh yeah, is Wemby is only center on DK. I forgot about that. So I'm gonna take Walker Kessler out and put Jovel there. I still love Kessler, but I want to see if I get Wemby in these builds. Yeah, Giannis is out. How about that? I'm glad we got that news, though. I'm very glad we got this news. I wouldn't necessarily say Ant's been crappy, but he has not lived up to his expectations whatsoever. Like, he's not playing bad, you know, if you look at this line, but it's not what you expect when you roster Ant. There was multiple times last year he was pushing 70 fantasy points and just killing it, but it's not the case tonight, or this year, I mean. I think Wemby looks pretty good historically with 5+ blocks in every game. I'm banking on the blocks, so this build we got pretty much all Wemby. Well, 42% of him. Oh, absolutely not takedown numbers, Jose. No, not at all. This line I like quite a bit because I get Zach LaVine in it. But you are still rostering 4 Wizards, which is a lot. Normally I don't do that, but on tonight's slate, I think I just might. But you do got to live with Mike Conley, which leads me to ask the question, who can we pivot to if Mike Conley doesn't play? Let's take a look at that for DK. 4,600. Who is our pivots for Mike? Ain't looking good, gentlemen. It ain't looking good. You can pivot to D'Lo if that's your fancy. For much cheaper, you can pivot to Trey Jones or Collier and Hope. Yeah, most likely 8. I love John Collins today, Elite. I don't think John Collins is pulling near the ownership he should be. I'll tell you that right now. They still got Giannis as a game time decision on Line Star. As soon as that changes, we'll check out the Bucks as a whole. We'll just look at their team. But I'm pretty sure Bobby Portis might have to become a core play. What's Bobby P's price on DK? Oh yeah, far too cheap. Bobby Portis is core on DK now for sure. I'm going to rewrite the core. I don't know who I want to okay, yeah, I do. Amon Thompson's getting replaced in core. Bobby Portis is now core on DK. Let's lock him in. See what we get with that. And let me rewrite that in the let me rewrite it in the Discord. This is how fast NBA DFS can just pivot. No, I don't want to share it. We're getting more news. I see it on my phone. If you catch me looking down on my phone, that's what I'm doing. Okay, we got the Bulls starting lineup. Giddey, White, Dosunmu, LaVine, and Vooch. It's who we thought it would be. They are who we thought they were. Let's see here. Okay, right. Now this is my lineup. Brogdon, Giddey. I really like that, Don. Literally, your only question mark in that for me would be Barnes. But if you look at his stats, and you heard me say earlier, I like him. He's been producing. Taurean Prince is never interesting, brother. Let's look at the We're still on DK, by the way. Let's look at Milwaukee as a whole now. Not much has changed projection-wise on Line Star. I do think Gary Trent becomes way more interesting now. He's going to be asked to score more. In order for me, the boost, Portis number 1, Dame number 2, Lopez number 3, Gary Trent number 4, and then Taurean Prince number 5. And let's swap over to FanDuel and see kind of what Line Star is thinking on the Milwaukee side. Where is Bobby P? There he is. I don't think Portis becomes a lock on FanDuel, but he is definitely more intriguing now. He is going to score 30 fantasy points tonight. Yeah, I'll let you know. I don't think it's updated yet because it just has Dame and double entry, but it hasn't really updated yet. Yo, thank you, Rick. Are you talking about DK or FanDuel? Big difference today. Let me know which site and I'll let you know. Last spot for FanDuel, 4,400 or less. It's probably going to be Gary Trent now, but let me take a look for you. 4,400. Yeah, it's, well, so here's the thing, right? Corey Kispert is grading out as the best, but he's also pulling 37% ownership. And you don't really want that kind of ownership on your $4,200 guy. So I think you have two options. Well, you have three options if you include Corey Kispert. I think Kispert is the safest play. If you are looking for a safe last guy in, go Corey Kispert. But if you want someone with lower ownership, your two options are Gary Trent and Nickeil Alexander-Walker. But only NAW if he starts. And we just don't know, and we probably won't know before lock. I didn't know the pricing was different in Australia. Holy shit. That's crazy, Rick. Low price value of the day for me. Alex Sarr at only 5K. That's super cheap. Altogether now would be Bobby Portis at only 5,500. But if you want somebody in the 4K range, it would be Jabari Smith Jr. or Corey Kispert. But if I had to pick just one, it would be Alex Sarr, closely followed up by Bobby Portis now on DK. We're getting a ton of news on my phone. AD and LeBron, LeBron is 25%, AD is 11%. As soon as that ownership updates, I'll let you know too. Let's see what kind of news we got here. I just seen it on my phone, I didn't look at it. It's all for tomorrow. Oh, here we go. We got the Wizards starting lineup. Malcolm Brogdon, Bilal Cullaby, Kyle Kuzma, George and Sarr. Keyshawn George is... Okay, it's just the way they listed it made Keyshawn look like he was at the 4. I was like, why are they... But Kuzma's going to be playing the 4. Sorry, I had a brain fart. Thank you, Rick. Well, I mean... Draft stars. Interesting. Is that legal in the U.S.? Or do they operate in the U.S.? I'll have to check them out. And... Jigo, to answer your question, Dame's going to score more fantasy points. I can almost guarantee that. But Bobby Portis will probably be a better value. Let me see if that ownership's updated for you, buddy. No, not yet. They got Dame at 19% and Bobby Portis at 3%. Of course, this is FanDuel. Bilal ownership, compared to the other Wizards, is not that high. It's 18%, which I know it sounds high, but let's look at the Wizards as a whole, shall we? Yeah, he is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's the 6th most owned guy on his team, with Brogdon being the most, followed by Kispert, Sarr, George, Kuzma. And I got to give old George a little boost here. I didn't think he was going to start. He's going to be a pretty good value at 4,600 now, guys. Asar, his price is what's bothering me. Why is he not on here? Wait, are you talking about Eamon Thompson? His brother's Asar. Yeah, it's just the same story with him. I know you're here every show, so you know it. I'm just scared about his minutes. Like, he played 35 last game, though, so, I mean, if I knew I could get 35 minutes out of him, I would definitely love him. I got him projected at 28.21 fantasy points, which is not bad at all. I really wish I could get some Mike Conley news. I'm going to put him in and regret it if he doesn't play. I'm going to manually lower him though, so maybe I won't get as much. And let me check one more time if Milwaukee ownership's updated. No, not yet. What if I went to the percentage owned tab? Nah, it's still not updated. Bobby Portis is going to be the death of me on the slate. Yeah, CP3 is chalky. So I think that's the reason I was getting so much Ant earlier, is I'm thinking my projections have Ant guarded by Green. I think that Bobby Portis should be in your lineups tonight. I'm not saying he's going to be... Okay, on DK he's a lock. You have to play Bobby Portis. End of story. On FanDuel, I want to be about 70% on him. I'm just going to run my lines, see what I get here. Able to fit Collins, Kuzma, Portis, Levine, and Dame. Woo! I don't know how you done it today with not much value. 15 minutes to lock, guys. If you got any questions, please hit me with them. That's why I'm here. Jalen Green is going to play. I figured he would. I need to open my FanDuel in the background and get my CSV ready to... Oh, excuse me. Upload. Guys, got any questions? That's what I'm here for. Hit me with them. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe, it helps a ton. And if you need help throughout the night, please, please, please join our Discord. It is in the chat, it is in the description down below, and I will be happy to help you guys any time of the day or night. So first run here, I'm getting 75% of Wemby, Levine, Kuzma, and Brogdon. Zhang is a piss nuke potential. Yeah, 70% Portis. I'm probably going to boost this to 75. Yeah, I did. I boosted it to 75. Love Portis today now. Juzang is my preferred player off the bench for the Jazz today. Had a brain fart looking at these numbers, trying to think of teams. Oh, Mike Conley scares me so bad today. I know he's going to be in lineups, and I know they're going to come out with news. Hey, he's not playing. Which also, guys, if he's not playing, whoever starts NAW or DiVincenzo will look great. So, just a heads up on that. I keep looking at my phone because I haven't swiped the notifications away, and it's just like, you got 8 updates on X. Try to do these shows every day. I am a husband and father of 3, so, you know, sometimes things come up. But as often as I can, I try to do these. Also, for Thanksgiving, tomorrow night, I'm going to have a full write-up of the Thanksgiving NFL slate completely free in our Discord. No premium membership required. You really like... which site, Elite? Because if it's DK, I like Eamon quite a bit at only 5K. But on FanDuel, he's 6K, and it kind of gets iffy. Yeah, on DK it's Amon. Amon, however you want to say it. But we can look at just 5K here and see. He grades out as the best at the 2 guard, and at the 3 guard, he's still grading out as the best. So, per my projections and my brain, he would be your best option. $10 minutes to lock, guys. Make sure you're getting them lineups in. I don't want anyone left when the contest starts missing the best game of the slate because it starts first. Use me as a free resource, guys. If you have any kind of questions or anything, please, 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 in the chat. That's why I am here for you guys. Well, honestly, I love Sar today. Absolute core piece for me on DK. But I also love Kessler. And when I get into predicaments like that, I look at ownership and that's how I decide. So Sar is 41% owned on DK, where Walker Kessler is 15%. So what I would do is probably go with Corey Kispert, who's 12%, and he's 4,400, and then try to get up to Walker Kessler. if you want to play the ownership game. And it's going to be Wemby for me tonight. I like Wemby way more than AD tonight, buddy. Can we please get some Mike Conley news? That's the game we play, unfortunately, brother. If we had a crystal ball, Elite, we would all be rich. And that's something I hope you guys understand. I'm not going to be right every slate. But I promise you guys, from the time I wake up, I am on this computer researching to give you the most informed information that I can. Like yesterday, for example. We cored Robert Williams. He was doing great, and then he got injured. Nothing you can do about that. Plenty of times this year, we've cored Wembanyama in amazing spots, and he's just let us down. But I promise you guys, I put the time and effort into this research for you guys. Alright. Hey, good luck to you, Rick. I don't know if you're on Discord, but if you are, join ours. At me if you have any questions throughout the entire slate. I want to help you win. I want to help you take down. I should probably input my DraftKings lineup. Good luck, Elite. Awesome, Rick. Awesome. My name in there is Holy Jack Daniels, and you can at me at any time, and I will help you any kind of way I can. I don't know how familiar you are with NBA DFS, but late swap is a very important aspect of it. And if you have any questions about swapping later, feel free to at me. A big one tonight is going to be Mike Conley, because we don't know if he's going to play or not. And I got a ton of him. So, as soon as he's ruled out, if you have him, just let me know and I will try to give you the best swaps. I appreciate each and every one of you guys from the bottom of my heart. I truly do. I'm going to be honest. I do this, I wake up, I research all day for this, and then I hit the live button and I see you guys show up, and it makes it all worth it. It just tickles my fancy. Makes me happy as a kid in a candy shop. What you got, Don? What's Trent and Prince's ownership? Let's take a look at all of Milwaukee's ownership now, shall we? I don't know if this ownership's updated, but Trent's 3%. Sorry, Prince is 3%. Trent is 9%. Bobby Portis on FanDuel pulling 4%. I just don't believe that at all. Dame, Castle, Juzang, George, Portis, Wemby, Kuzma, Kessler. I don't know if I love that one, Don. Don't know if I love that one. Juzang is very worrisome. Like I said, he's my favorite guy off the bench for the Jazz, but he's not a guaranteed. I'd much rather play him on a site like FanDuel where I have more players that can pick up his slack. But altogether, it's not a bad lineup. It's just not a way I would personally build. Bucks will start Lillard, Green, Jackson Jr., Prince, Lopez. Why is Bobby Portis not starting? Well, that's not good, ladies and gentlemen. I think that boosts Lillard so much, but I still think that Bobby P gets plenty of run tonight, guys. I would not panic switch off Bobby P at all. But I think Dame looks much better when I now looking at it. And now that lineup you posted, Don, looks much better. Oh, man, this is so crazy. This is... Why are they not starting Portis? Why are they not starting Portis? Now, I love that lineup you got there, Elite. When you say Collins, are you talking about Zach Collins, though? I would not like that. I don't even know what Zach Collins' price is on DK. 5,200. I can definitely find somebody better than him. But I assumed you were talking about John Collins, whom I like. Okay, there it is, John. Yeah, okay. I don't know. I was just reading all the names off that you had, and I was like, there's no way he can afford John, but I guess so. That's a solid lineup. But it is 6 o'clock. Lineups are locked. I'm not going to panic swap off Bobby Portis. I think he still gets plenty of run. I still see 30-plus minutes in him. So, good luck, guys. If you need me, I'm in the Discord. Please just at me, and I'll help you the best I can. Like the video, hit subscribe, and I will see you guys tomorrow night. Later.